Vanna, why is that? It's your fault, Vanna. All right, counting. Everybody in here knows how to count. But what is counting in statistics? It is basically little tricks that can be used with numbers to get probability. Basically. The big thing that you'll be learning about in 4.6 is this guy. That's the exclamation point, Hubert. No, it's not. In mathematics, it's called. I just forgot what it was called. Factorial. Factorial. It's on the calculator under probability, under math and probability. I think it's number 3 or 4. We'll find it. Don't worry. It'll be all right. And what does it mean? Well, you can read it in the book and be totally confused, or you can say that it's the product. Product means what operation? Multiplication of numbers in their respective place. Example, 3 factorial equals 3 times 2 times 1. Now, of course, somebody's supposed to ask, well, what about 0? We'll think about that for a minute. I've had somebody ask it before. All right? What would happen if you went to 0 on every single factorial? Okay? It's one of those questions that if you thought about it before you ask it, it might help you out a little bit. All right? 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Thank you, class. 4 factorial. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, or 4 times 6 is, and basically you just keep multiplying by whatever value is not there. So 5 factorial would be 5 times 24, which is 120. What is it? 6 factorial would be 720. 8 factorial, and so on. All right? Now, why do we use counting? Why do we use factorial? Well, factorial is used with combinations and permutations. All right? And we're going to learn about that in the next couple of slides. There is a example in the book. Let me pull it up right quick. Good morning. Of just a combination done with factorial, and that's it by itself. And he book, and you say it's 4.6. It's changed. Do we have a 4.7 anymore? Yeah. What is it? I don't know what that is. Oh well. I'll look at it later. The reason I pulled this problem up is it's not supposed to have permutations that early. Okay, factorial rule. Well, okay, these two rules right here I want you to remember. Fundamental counting rule and the factorial rule. I've already went over the factorial rule, but they'll give you an example, and that's where you basically helps you out. For a 2-character code consisting of a letter followed by a digit, well, that would be 26 times 10. All right, now you need to remember that example right there because you may see it in your homework or the test, maybe one, not many, but it's a very simple multiplicative rule. When you have a 2-number code, I don't know where you use a 2-number code, but I know a 4-number code. 4-number code would be your PIN number on your debit card. Well, mine is 4 digits, and you have to use digits, so that would be 10 raised to the 4th power. And what's 10 raised to the 4th power? Be a number, right? It's 10,000. So there's 10,000 different combinations you can have with a PIN number. Okay? So that's how you do that. If you have a letter with a number, then it would be 26 times 10. 26 letters times 10 numbers. A lot of people say, well, 0 through 9 is 9. No, it's not. 0 is 10. All right, base 10 system. Every 0 is another 10. So that's 10 numbers. Factorial rule is the number of ways the 5-letter can be arranged as follows. Okay, 5 letters, not repeating or repetitive. All right, repetitive would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All right, so that's those 2 rules right there. Now the other 2 rules that you need to learn, and we're going to get into it more, are these 2 rules. Number 3 and number 5. Number 3, blow it up a little bit, Dana, if you want to. Number 3 is the permutation rule. Permutation means order. Okay, make sure you write that down. Permutation means order. Combination means no order. Now, this is one of those cases where I'm going to show you the formula, but unless you don't have a TI-83 or a TI-83 app on your phone, you're not going to need it. Okay? I will even show you how to use the Excel spreadsheet instead of using the formula, because it is kind of cumbersome to use the formula with the calculator if you don't have memory. Okay, and some of you do have calculators with the M plus and the M minus. Now I don't know how to use those, but I'll show you how to use the memory on the TIs, so that way you can use the rule and it not be cumbersome or aggravating. All right. It's n factorial over n minus r factorial. Remember, n is always your largest number. So n in this classroom right now is about 30 people. Number of blondes would be 5. Okay, n would be 30. N is always your biggest number pertaining to the population that you're pulling from. All right, if I have 6 test grades, n is 6. If I have 30 students, n is 30. Whatever I ask out of that 30 is going to be the other number. It's not going to be n. And I've stressed that at least 5 or 6 times in here. And no matter how long I stress it, I always get a question, 3rd, 4th unit test, what's n? I have no idea. So R is the number that you're asking for. So let's say that you're picking from 30 numbers and 5 have to be these numbers, like in a lottery. So N would be 30 and the 5 would be R. And that's the way it is with the combination and the permutation. N is always the biggest number. The permutation is number 5. Combination. Combination means order does not count, or no order. The only difference is the R factorial. Now, somebody that thinks about math, I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Look at the two, trying to get them. Okay, there's the two formulas right there. Y'all can see them. Well, bring it down one click. Down. No, this one. This one. I think y'all can see it. Here's the permutation. Here's the combination. What's the only difference between the two? Huh? The R factorial is where? Right here? So what does that make the odds? Or what does that make the probability versus this one? When the denominator is bigger, the number is what? Smaller. That's one of your basics of mathematics. The bigger the denominator gets, the smaller the number gets. So, what's going to be between the two? What's going to be, if you have the same numbers, what's going to be bigger? The permutation or the combination? The probability is going to be bigger with the permutation and smaller with the what? Combination, because you're dividing by a bigger number. Okay? Now, I didn't say the denominator is going to be bigger. I didn't say it is going to be bigger. This number is going to be bigger because you're multiplying by another number. But the probability is going to be smaller because you're dividing this number by a what? Bigger number. This number by a smaller number. So the probability here is going to be bigger than this one. Okay? Now, like I said, we'll show you how to use the formula, but on a scale from 1 to 10, your calculator and your Excel should be used versus by hand. But I'll show you all three because I know somebody's going to say they want to do it by hand. So, page 177, that's the counting rule. So that's a good, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the factorial rule. I'm going to spend more time on the permutation. So let's talk about the permutation. And I'm going to talk about one, there we go, the lottery. Let's just do this. What's it called? South Carolina Education Lottery. I don't know how old the lottery is, but my opinion, about 10 years ago, or whenever the lottery came, South Carolina raised all kind of sin about having the lottery. Why is that? Bring it all the way down, please. Down. Why did South Carolina have such a fit? We didn't want the lottery. Don't want it. Scared to death. Why?
They were scared people having their
Yep. Why? Why South Carolina? I mean, other states had it. Why does South Carolina have such a fit? You're getting there.
And people will probably tend to think if they gamble more, they're increasing their risk of money.
Good job. How did you know that?
Wasting their money.
How did you know that? That's you're the first person ever since I've been using this example, you're the first person to answer that correctly. Because we're a bunch of dumb Southerners. Basically, is what it is. We're a bunch of dumb Southerners that ain't got sense enough to know when to quit gambling. Because, think about it. Who's always last in education? Or who's always last in SAT scores besides Mississippi? South Carolina. Just think about this. If you're the last state in education, and you're the last ranked high school, and you're the last ranked student in that high school, you're the dumbest person in the United States. Think about that.
We also have the highest college tuition rates.
That's figures. So if you're hopefully nobody in here is the dumbest person in the United States, because we're in South Carolina, you do have a chance of being that person. Okay. All right. So I was pretty close. I was out of 356 students graduated. I was about 325. So I was pretty. We're not going to talk about it. Anyway, might have been last. The West Side might have been last that year, so I don't want to say too much. All right. So we were so worried because we were you just threw me off. You just threw my whole cart off because nobody ever gets that. We were dumb Southerners, and that means Bubba. What in the heck are you talking about? Well, it's your parents' fault. Bubba is the person from the South. He's got a baseball cap that ain't been washed in 26 years. He's got 3 teeth, and he blows smoke with his Marlboros out between his teeth. Those type people. Let's see. Hadn't brushed his 3 teeth in a long time, and he can't talk, and because every word is his name, and like me. And let's see, he ain't got much of education, like Jethro Bodine on the Plantons. Alright, so he's Bubba. And Bubba goes out and buys a lottery ticket. He buys 1 lottery ticket. And the lottery, we're going to talk about it. Let's say the lottery right here. Let's go with this guy right here, Powerball. How to play. All right, there's number 1 and 2 right there. I mean, number 1, how to play. You got to select 5 different numbers from 1 to 59, and 1 number, the red ball, from 1 to 35. Everybody got that? That's how you do it. Does it say anything about order? Yes or no? No. So therefore, is it a combination or a permutation? Combination. So let's do that. First of all, write down 1 to 59. So that'd be 59. So this is 59 and 5. So which one's in? 59. So it was the biggest number. So that's in, and that's R. And then this is 35. So that's in, and what? That's R. So we're going to do a combination. And we're going to tell Bubba what his odds are. And that's what we're going to do with the back of the card. So we're going to set up, how many tickets does he buy? 1. Very important. If you don't put that 1 on the top, your answer will be 100% what? Wrong. Because in order to win the lottery, you have to what? Play the lottery. You have to buy a ticket. So if you don't put that 1 there, the answer is 100% totally, if you cry, I don't care, wrong. Because you got to buy a ticket. And on the bottom, we're going to put the formula for a combination. And what is the formula for the combination? What is it? No, not the bottom. We got to do the whole thing down here. What is it? N factorial, right? Over n minus what? R factorial. So, Bubba's buying that one ticket. And we're going to find out the odds right now. N is what? 59 over 59 minus 5 factorial. Now, what this does, basically, is this sets up 1 over 59 factorial over what? 54 factorial. Can anybody tell me what that does? Well, what happens with 54 factorial down? Okay, let me draw it. 59 times 58 times 57 times 56 times 55 times 54 times 53 and so on, dot, dot, dot. Over 54 factorial times 53 times dot, dot, dot. What happens to 54 factorial on? Thank you. All that cancels out. But you try to put this in your calculator and it'll have a fit. Okay? So you have to figure out how to do it, and that's why it's easier to do it. Because I don't think any of y'all want to put all that in your calculator. Okay? So, equals 1 over 59 times 58 times 57 times 56 times 55. There we go. And you don't want to type all that in your calculator. So, how do we do it? Well, you go to your handy dandy calculator. And get it out, get your phones out. And you're going to type on. And you're going to type 59 math probability number 4. I'm sorry, I just did the wrong thing. Sorry. 59. It's Monday. Math probability. And see the C, NCR? Hit that. And 5. And there is your denominator. 5,006,386. That's right. 1, 2, yeah. 5,006,386. Now, another way you can do it is you can do it by hand and say 5 factorial, I'd do it in parentheses. Let's see, is it 5 factorial, 59 factorial? 59 factorial, if it'll even go that high. Math, I think 73. I think your calculator will do 59 factorial. Divided by, parentheses, is it 54 factorial?
something wrong. Hold on. That's what we should have got. Let me do 59 again. I must have done something wrong. 59 NCR 5. Why am I not coming out with the same thing? It's Monday. 59. Oh, I just did permutation. I didn't multiply by n factorial again. That's why. That's why it's bigger. My bad. So I got to go back up here and do that. So let me just do that. Hold on. My bad. Second entry. 59. Yeah. Okay. Now, go down below that. And we're going to do parentheses 59 factorial. This is why I don't do it by hand. 59 factorial, and plus is a pain, divided by, and you got to put two sets of parentheses because you're doing two operations. Parentheses, parentheses, and we're going to do 59, that'd be 54 factorial. Parentheses times what? Is it n factorial? R factorial, which will be 5 factorial times 5 factorial. Now I'm starting to see why it's tedious. There we go. So you can either, if you've got a TI, you can either do this or you can do that. Well, most people will go this. Or you can do it by hand. Now, there's no way you're going to be able to do it by hand without a calculator. And if you have a Sally Homemaker calculator, a little $5 calculator that you do groceries with, that's not going to work either because it takes you the whole test period to do 59 factorial. 59 times 52 times 58 times 57 times 56, whatever. All right? It'll take you a good amount of time to do that one, much less this one. So you're going to have to either bite the bullet and get a calculator or an app, or you're going to have to use spreadsheet, or you're going to have to find on your scientific calculator a way to do it. Because 59 factorial is going to take a lot of time to do by hand. Okay? So, what is Bubba's odds? 1 over what? 5,006,386. For some reason, that number does not sound right. Yeah, that number's not right. I think I did something wrong. I knew it was that. Is it in order? Odds of winning, oh, that's the lowest prize. Odds of winning the top prize. I'm sure we must have done something wrong. Let me look at the way to play it again. I shouldn't have done this today. I should have waited till Wednesday. How to play. Where's how to play? There it is. Select 5 different numbers. 159. Red ball from 1 to 35. Oh, there's my problem right there. 35. I didn't do 35, did I? I didn't put that in there. Duh. I forgot the Powerball. I just did this one. So 1 to 59. Let's see what the odds of winning the first 5. See the odds in the first 5. It's in there. Let me go back to lot games, Powerball, odds. Where's 5? There it is. What do we get? 5 million. We got 5 million. I don't know why they got a little bit more than we did, because That don't make any sense. We got 5 million, what? 6,000? Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the extra 15 or 150 because we use the same numbers. Let's do this one though, because I get this one right every time. So we'll figure it out. There's the odds of winning. 1 in 38, 1 in 31. So that's odds, overall odds of winning. Let's go back to the Bubba. So winning 5 is going to be 1 over, winning, that's the first 5, is 1 over 5 million. That's just to win the first 5. Now, to win the whole thing, that's just the first 5. You got to add the Powerball in there. And to add the Powerball, you're going to multiply by the red ball. So this is the first 5 right here. You got to put in here, and I'll put the red ball. You got to put times. Let's try that again. Red. And what's the 35 factorial? Is it 35? Over 35 minus 1 factorial times r factorial, which is 5 factorial. No, we're not doing 1 factorial. 1 factorial. Which is 1. All right, so you put that in there with this, and that's going to jump that 5 million or whatever we got here on up. But instead of doing it by hand, I'm just going to go back to my handy dandy calculator, and I'm going to go 1. Well, I'm not going to do 1. I'm just going to do the denominator. I'm going to do second function, enter, second function, enter. There we go. 59 times whatever. I'm going to put insert parentheses. Parentheses. Times parentheses. 35 second function or math probability NCR. And what? 1. And there's your 175 million. 175, no. 1, 2, yeah. 175,223,510. So Bubba, let's just say 100. Can we say 175 million? Is that okay with y'all? So Bubba has a 1 in 175 million chance of winning the Powerball. Everybody with me? So somebody give me that. I want you to give me about 6 or 8 digits. So let's say that, let's go to the next slide, and let's say Bubba buys 1 ticket. He buys 1 ticket. What is his chance with 1 ticket? Give me about 7, 6 or 8 digits. What is it? One over 175 million. Well, it's not going to kill me, or does it take that long to put it in the calculator? Okay, I'll do it myself. So. No, forget it now. I'm already doing it. 1 divided by 175 million. Thank you, class. And that's why y'all didn't know how to read it. 5.7 times 10 to the what? Negative 9th power. So that's 5.7 times 10 to the negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's his probability of winning the lottery. So Bubba, he's smart. Bubba says, I'm going to buy 10 tickets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Bubba reads that on the back of the card. Buy 10 tickets. I'll buy 100. Buy 100 tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting on purpose to make y'all see the pattern. Y'all see a pattern yet? He buys 1,000 tickets. He buys 10,000 tickets. He sells his home, his trailer. He's living in trailer, being healed. So he buys 100,000. Wait a minute. And then he just robs a bank and buys 1,000,000 tickets for $1 million lottery. Why does South Carolina have such a fit in bringing the lottery to South Carolina? Because we're a bunch of dumb Southerners that believe that. And I'm not saying we're a bunch of dumb Southerners. I'm saying that's what people thought. You put the lottery in Mississippi and South Carolina, and everybody's going to be playing the lottery while their kids are in the parking lot in diapers, starving to death. Now y'all laugh, but that's what people thought, in my opinion. What do we count? What place value do we count to, no matter what? If it's money, gas, pounds, we carry it to what? Place values. So what is the probability of Bubba winning the lottery in all of these instances? 0%. Whether he buys 1 ticket or whether he buys 1,000,000. Now let me ask you this. Who's smarter? Somebody buying 1 ticket or somebody buying 1,000,000? 1. Because their probability is still 0. They're not spending 999,000 whatever dollars, $999,999 more to improve their chances. How much percent? 0%. Now, am I saying that you cannot win the lottery? No, people win the lottery. I'm saying that your probability does not go up because you buy 1,000,000 tickets. So what's the moral of this? The moral is you play the lottery for what? For fun. You don't play the lottery because you're increasing your chances to win. Because you don't want your baby out in the asphalt with diapers on, starving to death. Okay? What did South Carolina have before the lottery? Anybody remember that? Video poker, the crack cocaine of gambling, just like cigarettes are to the tobacco industry. The crack cocaine, get everybody hooked. I'm sorry if you're hooked. I'm sorry, but that's what they did. My daughter asked me one time. We were talking about gambling. We were talking about addiction, and she asked me. She said, she's 17. She said, "Daddy, why do people smoke cigarettes?" I said, because a long time ago, tobacco was what? A luxury. It was something that people did at nighttime when they ate a good supper and they smoked a cigar or they smoked a pipe. I can't see General Lee smoking a Marlboro Red or Ulysses S. Grant smoking a Marlboro Red. Anybody? I don't remember that. They smoked a cigar or they smoked a pipe. All right, and it was a luxury, kind of like Coca-Cola was when I was growing up. All right, you had a Coca-Cola, that was one time a week. That was something special. All right, now y'all drink it. Y'all, I do too. Drink it like water. All right. Sodas have done this. Crack cocaine. Cigarettes came along to hook everybody on tobacco. And then after cigarettes came, then there was the dip and the all the other things. And now they got. Have you looked at the dip section? Has it gotten smaller? No. They got pouches and pouches to put in your mouth. The Copenhagen and the Skoal has gotten bigger than the cigarette section. Why? Get your money. Get your dick. Just like crack did in the drug industry, and just like video poker did in the gambling industry. Some people consider the lottery video poker. I played a lottery, so I'm not sitting here preaching. I played a lottery. I play, especially when it gets up to 80 million or 100 million, I'll buy 10 tickets. But I don't go out and buy a million. Okay? Combination. Combination means what? No orders. Now, what?
I was saying, I'll never understand the cigarette thing because we sell those at work and there's a big sign on the display that says may cause mouth cancer.
People drink, cause liver, what does it cause your liver to be a pickle? And I drink. I mean, I don't drink like a pint of liquor in the morning before breakfast or anything. I'm not an alcoholic. I knew a woman once that said her husband drank a pint of vodka before he went to church every morning. I can't imagine drinking a pint or a half pint. I don't know which one it was, but it was one in bottles, okay? It wasn't a shot, it was a bottle. I can't imagine drinking. Oh, he would go to church and speak to everybody and smell like a brewery. I knew a man went to my church when I was growing up. He would come up and speak to you and, ooh. But why do people do it? There's nothing, I am one, whatever you want to do, I don't care. It's none of my business. The cigarette industry does bother me because I know what it is. I know what it is. A lot of people know what it is. It got a lot of people hooked on cigarettes. That's what it is. And the video poker industry did the same thing. I have a problem with the companies taking advantage of people. I have a problem with that. Now, I don't think alcohol has done that because you can't go out and get alcohol like you can cigarettes and video poker. Now video poker they say it's illegal. I don't think it is. What if it was ordered? What if it was ordered? Do the probability of one ticket if it was ordered. Do that. You might need to write it down. You need to do the permutation. So that's math probability number 2 or 3. It's the one before we did combination. Let's see if Bubba improves his chances in order. So I will erase all this. Put a line here. And let's just do the first one. So we're going to take our handy dandy calculator and we're going to do 1 over, can't find 1, it's pretty bad, parentheses, parentheses, well, yeah, I better do 2 sets of parentheses, and we're going to do 59 math probability NPR 5 close parentheses times parentheses. I'm going to try this and it probably is going to mess up, but I'm going to try it anyway. Ah, you jerk. Oh well, I tried it. I tried to make a shortcut and it didn't work. Alright, let me go over, let's see, 59 math probability NPR 5 close parentheses times open parentheses math. Oops, I didn't put in, hold on. Where's my escape button? I got to put in what? 35, thank you. Got my numbers. Math. Today's just not a good day. And what? 1, thank you. Close parentheses, close parentheses. 2 to the 10th, oh, I forgot to put, oh, I didn't put the division. Hold on. Second function, entry. I didn't put my division in. Vanna, you didn't warn me. Appreciate that. Second function, insert. Settle down, Vanna. There we go. 4.8 to the negative 11th power. 4.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he buys 10 tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10,000. Oh, 1,000, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, 8. So that means we can invest another what? Another $9 million. And still have a what? Baby in the parking lot with diaper on, starting good. Still have a 0% chance. Why do I buy 10 tickets, Hubert? You're not very smart. I buy 10 tickets because I just buy 10 tickets. I've never bought one. I've never went in and bought one Powerball ticket. I've never done that. I've always bought 10. I don't know why. So I'm just stupid right here, I guess, because I'm putting in 10. But usually I give them a $20 bill and I say, give me 10 Powerballs and 10 What's the other one?
Millions.
Mega Millions. That's what I used to do. And I hadn't played it in a while, and I think they doubled the price, I think.
If Powerball's $2, maybe it's
So, you think you just come in here because you cripple, you think you're not going to get any mercy. What happened? You hurt? I hate that. Didn't even bring any book. Okay, you will. You're going to fail. You're going to live in a ditch. You know that, don't you? You know that. You're going to fail. All right, we just talked about why you shouldn't buy 10 lottery tickets. And you missed the whole thing, so you're going to have to be the second person that watches the video, okay? All right, so Bubba is losing all kind of money. You know, a word to best describe model what? Moderation. That word, a lot of people disagree with me here. And I'm not saying go out and get drunk. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, most of the time, the person that has a little bit of common sense and a little bit of moderation usually don't have a problem. But what happens when somebody drinks a pint of liquor before they go to church at 8 o'clock in the morning? That's not moderation. And neither is putting $500 in a video poker machine or eating 2 packs and 3 packs of cigarettes a day. No. That's just not normal. Okay? Moderation. Let's do a nerd. Another one that you'll see on the test. See if I can see if your book has one. See, I made her mad. She's leaving. I don't blame her. I'd get mad too. Let's see. There's a thing you hit for the next page here. There we go. Here it is. Here's your other test question. I'm just throwing it up here. I'll throw a homework problem up here in a minute. If we have time, it'll look like this. Blow it up a little bit, Vanna, please. Write that one down. If you don't know, if you don't have a book, write it down. It's on page 179, example 6. If I give you 2 or 3 questions on the test, it'll be a lottery question or a CEO question or a committee question, because that's the best 2 questions to give for a permutation or a combination. This one says, corporation must appoint a president, chief executive officer, chief operating officer. Okay, that's what I usually do 4. I'm sorry. It must also appoint a planning committee with 3 different members. There are 8 qualified candidates, blah, 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 blah. All right. Why do they give you these? That's good. Why do they give you those? Why do they give you the abbreviations for these guys? Why isn't there abbreviation for the president? Why do they give you these 2? Because you're in college. Guess what you're going to be doing in the future? Working. And they want you to know that a CEO is the chief executive officer and a chief operating officer is a COO. What's that mean? This guy takes care of all the paperwork. He's in the where? Where is he always? In the office. He's doing he's a bureaucrat. He's the guy that does all the paperwork. He's the guy that signs all the paychecks or signs all the budgets or approves all the budgets. He's the person that also pretty much fired you.
He's the big one.
Yeah, under the president. This guy, where is he? He's in the bathroom. I don't know. Well, if one guy's in the office, all right, if you work in the real world, there's an office, and then there's where? In the field. Okay? Or in the factory. He's the guy taking care of the physical operations. He's the guy that if you need something fixed, if you need something added to your part or department physically, that's him. Now he can get you fired too, but he'll probably send you to this guy to get you fired. All right? They work side by side. They're sisters to each other, brothers and sisters. One guy takes care of the physical plant. One guy takes care of the paperwork or the offices. This guy usually lobbies for money in Colombia, or tries to get money from somewhere, or tries to, get accounts overseas, or tries to do this, or tries to. He's the guy that takes care of all the politics of the corporation. All right. What do these mean when you have a office here, an officer, and an officer actually given to you? That means order. So write that down. It means order. When you have offices, that means order. So what does that mean? Does that mean a permutation or a combination? Permutation. Now what about committee members? Well, committee members, they work together, but they do not have any order over themselves. I'm on the Land Use Board of Appeals, I think. So I'm on a committee. All right. Anderson County Land Use Board. It's got this big old long name. All we do is sit there and look at property values or look at property issues, and we vote whether this person can do this or this person can do this. Usually, it's when somebody has built a house over a property line, or built a house on somebody else's well, or something like that. Something real crazy. All right. Do we have any power over each other? No. We vote. We vote, and if 4 out of 5 people vote for this to happen, it happens. If 4 out of 5 say that this person should tear their house down, then that's what happens. But the whole point is we have no power over each other. Now, in the business meeting, in a meeting setting, there is a chairman. And the chairman, does he have power over any other members? No. Well, what does he have power over? Huh? The meeting. He mediates the meeting. That's all the chairman does. All right. So when you see the word chairman, that does not mean that he has power over the members. He presides over the meeting. Somebody has to. Because have you ever had a meeting where everybody's talking? Or have you ever had a student group that everybody talked at one time? You can't have that in a meeting. Because nothing will get done. So this is a combination. So bring it down a little bit down. To do this problem, real simple. The first one is a permutation, and that means we're going to have 3 is going to be R, and how many candidates? 8. So the first one, wherever it is, A or B, is the 8th permutation of 3, and that would be your president, vice president, and so on. And executive, whatever. So that's the first one. Somebody tell me what that number is. Okay, 5 minutes later. How much? So there's 336 different ways that outcome could come out. Now what about the committee? Well, 8 qualified, and how many on how many are on the committee? Planning committee with 3 different members, so this would be 8. Usually they don't do the same numbers. How many is that? How much? 56. And that should be your answer. Now, why don't we put a 1 over this one? We're not winning anything. I mean, we're not trying to win anything. And that's how you do it by hand, right there. Now, what if you don't have a calculator and you don't want to do it by hand? Only other way I can tell you to do it is an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. All right, y'all got to go, haven't you? Heck, gummit, I run out of time all the time. All right, let me get the roll right quick. What time's class over? Okay, it's my class, so it don't matter. It ain't got people busting down the door. We'll talk about the spreadsheet. We'll talk about the spreadsheet Wednesday. Just remind me, Dana. Yeah, she's going to remind me. She won't talk. She'll just yell at me. We had to change our password. That's why I didn't remember it. Bailey, Bolt, Clayton, Cowart, Dutchke's here, Escobar, Barr, Freeman, Hammett, Harris, Harvey, Hayes, Johnson, Mullins, Murray's here, Newton, Poor, Dadgummit. Where's Poor at? All my Robinsons, nope. Mr. Robinson's not here. That's that one. Scarborough's here. Schuler. No Schuler. Simpkins. Dennis is here. Smallwood. Both Bones are here. Williams and Wood. No Wood. All right. See y'all Wednesday. Thanks, Vanna. You need to settle down, Vanna.
Think you solved the problem? So I think you solved the problem.
What problem? Well, I hope. Yeah, somebody didn't hit it. Can you hit it for me, Mr. Vaughn? You hit the button for me. It's a silver button. Thank you.
Give me a good second.
You too. Okay.
The video that you do today, you won't upload today?
Yeah. You feeling all right?
Sort of.
Well, I hope you have a better day.
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
See you.
All right, thank you.
Exactly.